In this video, I'm going to talk about some practical ways to invest in yourself, especially at a young age, such as like in your 20s or teens. We often don't invest in ourselves the way we should. I think we kind of grow up thinking investing in yourself and taking care of yourself is selfish and that you need to be selfless and take care of others. But the reality is, if you don't take care of yourself, it's going to be pretty hard to take care of those around you. And so in this video, I'm just going to give you some practical ways to invest in yourself. I have taken these steps the past couple years and it has completely changed my life. So I'm just gonna hop right into the first way you should invest in yourself, and that is therapy. Therapy. I cannot tell you how beneficial therapy has been to me. I started counseling about 2 years ago, and I used to think counseling was just for those who must really be struggling hardcore, and that if you have it all together, then you don't really need to go talk to somebody. But first of all, nobody has it all together. And second of all, therapy does not have to be something we seek only when we are in desperate times. It's just nice to, in general, go and talk to someone about yourself. And there's not very many times where we can actually sit down and just spill our guts and just talk to people. You just can't do that with your friends or your family without looking selfish. But that's exactly what therapy is. You just go and literally you can just talk about you for a while and have an outside perspective on life. And so I want you to know that you don't have to be like hurting or be in this terrible place in order to go to therapy. Therapy is something that everyone can benefit from. So that's my first tip for you. Number 2, start reading. Now, if you're not a reader, I know this could be a little hard. Personally, I have never been a reader until this past school year, and I realized it's not that I hated reading, it's just that I've never really found books that I liked. And so when I found books that I actually was interested in, it was a complete game changer. And a lot of us use the excuse of, well, we just don't have time to read and we're busy, and I get that. But if you have time to scroll through your phone, then you definitely have time to read. Anytime I feel the urge to pick up my phone and scroll through TikTok or Instagram, which by the way, you should totally follow me on it, Instagram and TikTok. Anyways, anytime I find myself wanting to get on social media, I'll actually just pick up a book and I'll start reading. And slowly I realized I can actually get through a book pretty fast if I spend time reading it rather than spending a lot of time on my phone. Or other times I do this is whenever I am working on homework. Sometimes I just have like a mental block and I feel like I just can't get anything done. And so usually what I would do is I would just pick up my phone and scroll through TikTok for a little bit, thinking like I'm giving myself a break. But now, instead of doing that, anytime I have like those mental blocks, I'll just pick up a book instead and read, and I'll get like a couple chapters of my reading done. I feel a lot better because I didn't waste my time on TikTok or Instagram. And my brain actually feels like it's energized and ready to go and get my homework assignment done, where if I was just like scrolling through social media, it's just really hard to then go and try to do homework. So really start reading, and if you are not a reader, just try to find books that you actually like, and you might soon end up being like a huge fan of reading. Number 2, start listening to podcasts. This changed my life, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. I started listening to podcasts my sophomore year of college. I was just doing a lot of driving and I just would get so bored and I felt like I was just wasting my time when I was driving. And so I was like, maybe I should just like listen to an audiobook. And then I found out like different podcasts that I like, and I learned so much through through these podcasts. Before I started my channel, I did a lot of research on how YouTube works and all of that, and there's one person, her name is Sunny Lenarduzzi. I loved her YouTube videos that talked about like how to start a YouTube channel and all of that, and I found out she actually had a podcast, and I remember just listening to so many of her podcasts, and I'll be driving and I felt like I was learning so much. And so through podcasts I have learned so much, and I definitely recommend it to you because that is one great way to invest in yourself. Because if you can take time to actually learn from others, that in itself is investing in yourself, because you are learning things that you would have never learned if you had not taken the time to read that book or listen to that podcast. The third way to invest in yourself is following actual influencers on social media. Now, influencer is such a big word, and we say everyone that with a big following is an influencer, but there is a difference between a good influencer and a bad influencer. And so what I mean by that is I started following influencers that genuinely encourage and motivate me. I would follow the people that I was watching on YouTube. I would follow the people that had the podcasts that I love. And I noticed throughout time, I started following all these people that actually motivate me and encourage me. And so now when I get on social media, I'm not seeing these posts that make me feel crappy about myself and make me feel like I'm not pretty or whatever. Instead, my feed is filled with these people who have so much knowledge to share, and I just love learning from them. And so start following actual good influencers, people that you genuinely care about, not people who are going to make you feel like crap. And that in itself is a huge investment considering how much time we spend on social media. Another way to invest in yourself is getting certificates and or investing in courses. I recently actually got certified. I am a life coach. I coach young adults, and pretty much what I do is I help young adults figure out what they want to do with their life, because let's be honest, this stage of life can be so hard and so confusing, and we have a lot of standards set on us as to like what we need to be doing, and we have to figure out what we want to do and what kind of job to go on and do and whatnot. And so I got certified and I became a life coach, and now I coach young adults and all of that. That being said, I had to invest in myself. In order to get this certification, I had to pay for this certification. And not only that, but I had to invest so much time. But because of that, I now have a much better understanding of what I want to do with my life. I am now doing a job that I genuinely enjoy and hope to continue to do. And so figure out the kind of things that you are passionate about and identify if there is a way you can gain more knowledge. The coolest thing about the era we live in now is if you want to learn something, there is a way to do it. If you have a question, there are so many answers out there. And so if you are interested in, say, becoming a social media strategist, there's so many courses out there where you can learn everything there is to know about social media. If you are interested in marketing, there are so many courses out there that teaches you everything you need to know about marketing. The e-learning world is seriously so amazing. And some of the education that these courses have to offer are tremendously cheaper than going to a college and spending a fortune, and you end up learning so much more than you would have ever learned in a classroom. So invest in yourself, invest in those courses, get those certificates, and this will actually end up setting you apart from your peers later on in life. If you went out and got certified in different areas while you are in college or while you're younger, and you go and try to get a job, not only will you have a degree to show your future employer, but you can also tell them all these other experiences that you have, all these other certificates that you have, and that is going to look so good on your part, because they're going to see that you were willing to go above and beyond to set yourself apart. So invest in yourself in that way. Another way to invest in yourself is investing in a life coach. Now, you might be asking yourself, but you just told me to invest in a therapist. What's the difference? So a therapist, they talk to you and help you through just general life, like any life things that are coming at you, or they also take a lot of time fixating on your past and fixating on the traumas that you've gone through as a child and all of that. However, going to a life coach, you can get a lot more specific coaching. So there are life coaches that help with career development. That's kind of what I do. If you don't feel like you need to go to a counselor about anything, but you are struggling figuring out what you want to do with your life, a life coach will be able to help you a lot more in that area because they have studied up on career development a lot more than like a general therapist would. There are life coaches who work on just fitness, and so if you struggle figuring out how to stay physically active, how to eat properly, there are life coaches that are trained in that area. So if you have more specific things you want to work on in your life, then I would suggest investing in a life coach. Now, this could be a huge investment, but I guarantee you this investment is going to be so worth it, because investing in something like this now will keep you from making a lot of stupid mistakes later on in life. And so the more you're willing to invest at a younger age, the much better future you're going to have later on in life. Okay, this last one is really important, and so make sure you tune in. And that is invest in your physical and your mental health. So first of all, physical health. I think at a younger age, we spend a lot of time eating really crappy food because it's cheaper and a lot more accessible. And we don't always do a great job of exercising. But if we fail to do that now, man, our bodies are gonna struggle later on in life. Because first of all, if you don't build a habit to take care of yourself now, it's gonna be really hard to break those habits and all of a sudden take care of yourself when you get older. And second of all, if you just take care of your physical health now, you are probably going to be able to avoid a lot of medical problems later on in life. As for mental health, if you neglect your mental health now, you're going to be suffering a lot in the future, because if you just kind of push down whatever is bothering you, if you don't seek for help when you feel down and depressed or anxious or in any of that, it's going to be a really hard future, because you're never going to work through whatever it is that is bothering you, and you're just going to carry that baggage later on in life, and it's going to really end up affecting how you live your life and the decisions you make. And so be proactive and really take care of yourself now. Taking care of yourself is one of the biggest investments you can make starting now. All right, so that is all I got for you. I really hope you found that helpful. And again, I just want to encourage you, seriously, take care of yourself, invest in yourself now, because it is going to make such a huge difference later on in life. And if you don't take the time to take care of yourself and fill yourself, it's going to be really hard to take care of those around you. So take care of yourself. All right, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on more videos like this in the future. But that is all I got, and until next time, bye.